I want to do a quick test. Can you think of a good comedy sequel? Animation doesn't count, and action comedies don't count either. Pure comedy films, name a good sequel. Go. So, you may have come up with one, maybe two, but can you come up with a couple more? Okay, so why is that difficult? There are hundreds of comedy sequels out there, so why are almost none of them any good? I know people have different comedy tastes, but there comes a point where you look at the whole catalog and have to admit that something stinks here. It's not just that the sequels aren't as magnetic as the original, it's that the majority are horrendous. On any list of worst sequels ever, comedies dominate the ranks. Here are some examples, so you get a sense of just how gargantuan a failure this genre is. Caddyshack 2, Hangover 2, Weekend at Bernie's 2, Zoolander 2, Teen Wolf 2, Grease 2, Horrible Bosses 2, Revenge of the Nerds 2, Legally Blonde 2, Princess Diaries 2, Major League 2, Airplane 2, Arthur 2, Dumb and Dumber 2. Dumb and Dumber to what? The fuck? Porky's 3, Home Alone 4, Police Academy 4, Scary Movie 5, Blues Brothers 2000, Son of the Mask, Evan Almighty, Be Cool, Meet the Fockers, Little Fockers, and the whole 10 yards. And I'm not even mentioning the ones that didn't come out in theaters, or the ones where the original was also crap. I want to broadcast this issue as far as I can because comedy sequels have almost never worked even from the beginning, yet people still pay to watch them and are surprised when the jokes don't arrive. And you can blame this issue on modern producers being greedy or the bar for good comedy dropping to subterranean levels, but why has this always been a problem? I think it comes down to comedy's basic mode of operation. See, there's a certain logic to action and horror sequels. You can expand the universe, improve upon graphics, and introduce different adversaries to challenge your character's abilities. There are plenty of terrible movies in these categories, but my point is that these movies have more of a reason to exist. A comedy sequel is much harder to do because its design basically works against itself. What makes a good comedy is introducing funny characters and then showing how they react to various obstacles. So by the end of the film, we can predict how a character will act because that is the film. So by making a second or third or fourth film, we already know these characters and how they will act in any given situation. We can see the jokes coming. Sure, you can throw in side characters and cameos, change the location, or try the prequel game, but it's the same main characters and as a result, it's basically the same comedy. For this reason, I defy you to come up with a comedy sequel that is actually superior to the original. Not to say a comedy sequel can't work. I actually really like Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, because while we still have a character reacting in predictable ways, they made major changes elsewhere, such as the pacing. The first half hour is a flurry of quick jokes, and when Ace arrives in the jungle, the film actually slows down rather than speeds up. The comedy itself is also different, more physical than verbal, and the plot is inverted. Rather than following a man no one likes in an environment he understands, here Ace is loved and respected but is a complete fish out of water. Is it as good as the first? No. Is it a great movie? No. But they did enough differently to keep it fresh. At least tried. In contrast, most comedy sequels play out on the conceit that since people loved the first, let's play it safe and just do the same thing again. But as I just mentioned, this gets boring really quick. Some films even take specific gags from the first film and just extend them, which is about as lazy as comedy can get. You can't take the easy route when making a comedy sequel. Be dangerous, be bold. If there's any writing advice that is infinitely helpful, it's this. Don't be afraid to delete anything.
I want to arrest her for disturbing the peace. In my pants.
So what's really the point of this video? Honestly, all I'm aiming for is that you'll pause before retweeting that comedy sequel trailer, and maybe, just maybe, you'll think, will this movie be good to me, or will it burn me like the others? Because this genre has not been good to us. Comedy sequels are like that friend who, at 95% of the bar crawls to which they're invited, make a scene and ruin the vibe. Sure, there's a chance they'll be fun, but maybe wait a little while before seeing them again. And definitely don't pay for their drinks. And now, this metaphor has fallen apart faster than the trailer for Pitch Perfect 3.
Yeah, well, we don't do anything with dignity, okay?
So, I'm out.